Hi, my name is Ariel from the Children of Karma, and today I'd like to discuss Moon conjunct the IC. This aspect is very tied to the past, tied to the family, tied to ancestry. Maybe this is a historian and wants to learn about their family tree. And you can also notice how the past can influence the present, influence your environment. And maybe you notice the patterns, the cycles. The moon is about cycles. Maybe you even notice certain seasons were more prone to depression. So maybe you notice these patterns, how they influence the body, perhaps. The moon is a quick mover, so it moves every 2.5 days. So we can interpret that our emotions are very quick. They move quickly, they change quickly, so moody, make emotionally driven decisions, thinking more emotionally rather than logically, probably not planning out a clear, concise way to express their message, and acting on emotion. You see this a lot with this aspect. A very protective aspect, wanting to protect a group that maybe is disadvantaged. For example, animals, children, if they see something happening to these type of groups, maybe they get very passionate about it and that emotion drives their action. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. You can look at these things in a positive way as well. This aspect needs to feel emotionally secure and safe at home. It's important that they have a private space, that they can keep their business to themselves. It is important that they do that because they have a vulnerable nature about them, and this leaves them prone to people who will take advantage of this. It doesn't mean that you have to hide your sensitivity and your care for other people. It just means that maybe it's good. Look at the opposite sign, which would be ruled by which is Capricorn, which will be ruled by Saturn. Develop some boundaries there that can protect yourself. That is important, especially with this aspect, because it's at the IC, it's the hidden part of the chart. This aspect can also be interior designer, property owner, dealing with housing, leasing, a hidden parent. Maybe it's more reclusive, but you find comfort in them. Maybe you align with this parent. You're impressionable. It can be that you bond, you want to mesh with this other person. It's important for you to find out who self is, connect with body, connect with you. You don't need the approval of other people, especially with the moon conjunct the IC. It feels like you need this approval from your parents, and you're just not good enough without it. And it's best to let that go and find out who self is and what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel safe. You must develop this stability within, because even if in your partnerships, the moon conjunct the IC does want a partnership. It wants a family, it wants a home. And in order for you to do that, you have to be able to create stability within those relationships. Otherwise, they won't be able to rely on you. With the mood changing so often, it can make someone feel unsafe and unable to be vulnerable to that energy. It's really important for this aspect to learn to cope intellectually, thinking of the logical things rather than emotional. Take a few seconds, take a beat. This aspect, for example, it could communicate psychically, for example, with the parent, communicating psychically with the parents. The moon is also the nervous system. This also plays a part in it. Sometimes you can feel like your body is tied to that parent, that if they're speaking and their voice hits a certain tone, it's like it affects your body. Your heart starts to race a little bit, or you start to tighten up. When my mother would crack her knuckles, it really disturbed me. I don't know. It just felt like it affects your insides. Certain behaviors, when they start yelling, it really disturbs you. Communicating with more than just words. Thank you for joining me for this video, and I'd love to see you at thechildrenofkarma.com, where we can find your ancestral patterns. And let's see if we can open more doors of opportunity for you. These are symbols, and tuning into the higher frequency of that symbol can unlock more possibilities for us, and they're also within our reach as well. So I think it's important for us to kind of rework what we've been given, work within the limitations, for example, of what we've been given, work within the limits of life. Thank you, and don't forget to like the video. Bye.